I'm going to say this with the mindset of sometimes how you have to recalibrate your thinking when you hear certain things. And the reason I'm saying this is because, well, maybe it had more so to do with what my daughter told me than anything else. So about an hour or so ago, not even an hour, but yeah, about 45 minutes ago, my daughter calls me. She's actually going out of town where she lives for the holiday weekend. And as you see here, there are people on the road. These driving through South Carolina, going to wherever their holiday destination is. And while I'm at it, if this is your first time checking out the Gig Geezer, if you're a returning visitor of the Gig Geezer, thanks for coming by. And if you would not mind, hit that subscribe button, give my content a thumbs up, share my content among others, and I definitely welcome your comments in the section below. So my daughter calls me, and she's telling me, hey, I'm working as your #1 fan. And it's nice that she would call and tell me something like that, given the relationships that some kids have with their parents, and I'm no different. It's nice that your child calls you and tells you something that's somewhat encouraging or flattering or very nice to hear. And she's telling me she's going to the airport. The rideshare guy, the rideshare driver she's talking to, said that, well, one of the things he's looking to do is try to get out of rideshare. He wants to get out of it. He doesn't see a future in rideshare. Of course, that's a conversation that's a separate conversation. That's another conversation. I can say that, as I've said many times, over the years in my being involved in the gig economy, I have transitioned, or if you will, I have migrated, or I have worked my way up. In fact, I think that's probably an accurate thing is to say I have worked my way up from rideshare to at least where I'm sitting in this Sprinter/cargo van, or in some other Gig Geezer segments in recent weeks, in a box truck. And here's the punchline early on. The punchline early on is that you don't realize sometimes how far you've gotten along until other people bring it to your attention. Here I am talking about, well, the next move I'm looking to make is to get a 26-foot box truck with a lift gate. I can do that. I know that a lot of doors are open up for me. And how far along am I in that project? God damn it, I tell you, man, it's been hard trying to work my way towards that realization. Seems like shit always comes up, and it kind of diverts you from where you want to be. But that is, I guess, part of my getting to where I want to be, and that is staying focused on the goal at hand. Well, the guy told her, well, he's looking to get away from rideshare, and do something else. He's thinking about looking into a Sprinter van or box truck, but he just don't know what avenue that he should take. And then my daughter spoke him and says, well, my father, he's got both a Sprinter van and a box truck. And then he's all geeked out. He does? He has that? He has that? And he started out doing rideshare, doing Uber and Lyft? And she's like, yeah, that's what he did. And then she mentioned about the Gig Geezer channel. And he's like, oh man, I gotta subscribe. Tell him I'd like to email him some questions and all. Well, how can I get a hold of him? Does he have Facebook? And I'm like, I told her to tell him to get in contact with me through YouTube. And so if I hear from him as of this moment, as I'm documenting this, which is about 2:30 in the afternoon today, Friday, May 23rd, 2025, if I see any email from him later today, then yes, he did check out things, and he did take serious. He was serious about what he wanted. He had voiced. So, in another recent Gig Geezer segment, I mentioned about how in fact, it was on Mother's Day. I did a very light catering opportunity locally, and the person whom I spoke to at the restaurant, I remember the first time we met or we spoke. It was during a DoorDash, what used to be oh shit, the name escapes me again. It was on an early DoorDash catering order opportunity in which there'd be like these orders that would come out and you'd claim it. You claim the one that you were most interested in. DoorDash drive orders, DoorDash drive catering orders, and on that particular day, when I told the lady that I was there to pick up, the lady who coordinated the catering opportunities went ballistic because the staff had fucked up, absolutely fucked up. They barely had half of the order ready, and she quit. She quit on the spot. She says, "Fuck it, I'm out of here." And the lady who kind of took over in the heat of the battle was then the bartender / assistant manager. Well, that bartender / assistant manager is now the proprietor of the restaurant, or they call it the owner of the restaurant. And the first thing came out of my mouth was, "Man, you stuck with it. Congratulations." And she's like, "Thank you." And then it dawned upon me. I'm like, man, well, but that was 4 years ago. That was 2021. If memory serves me correct, that was 2021. And 2021, well, I was still doing gig food delivery work, and I'm thinking, hey, I'm making some money right now. You know, I'm averaging 6 G's a month doing gig food delivery work. I was working, at least at that moment, out of the Pathfinder, but then later that summer I traded out of the Pathfinder and into the F-150. And since then, of course, as it's been well documented, I've also leveled up, as what some of y'all say, to this Sprinter / cargo van, and then the Geezer 16, the box truck. And when you think about, that's all within a 4-year period. I know there are people who started their enterprises. Like I'm aware of a couple of guys who made initial purchase of a box truck 2 years ago, and now they've got 4, 5, 6 box trucks. And the one thing that they caution about, at least with the box truck world, is that you don't add too much too soon, because the insurance companies get a little wary. Well, I've not added too much too soon, but yes, I've added on. So in that regard, I mean, it's kind of sobering, it's kind of humbling to think about. Well, yes, there has been progress that has been made, and really and truly, anyone who's followed the Gig Geezer channel since October 2021, you've seen the progress. And this is the message, not saying, hey, you can do it too. No, I'm not talking about that. It's just the mere thought that, hey, progress can be made. You just can't measure or quantify how soon or how fast it's going to happen, but progress can be made. And I guess the main thing is that you constantly want to keep moving forward and not backwards, or your wheels are stuck. You're in neutral. You're in an inert position. So then another question would be, why then do you want to pursue the ownership and operation of a Sprinter / cargo van? Why then do you want to pursue the ownership and operation of a box truck? I can't answer that. But then again, I guess you're looking for me to tell you reasons why you should. I'm not going to tell you reasons why you should. Those are reasons that you have to find out for yourself. Or those are reasons that you have to research for yourself as to why you want to get them. Do not get the Sprinter / cargo van because you see what I've done so far. Do not pursue a box truck because of what you've seen Gig Geezer do so far. And for that matter, do not pursue either type of vehicle because of what you've seen exclusively by other folk on YouTube or on other social media spaces. Because if you go exactly after what you see, If you go after what you have imagined in your mind by what you've seen by myself and others, you could set yourself up for disappointment. And I will say this, maybe that's one thing that helped me out in the beginning, back in the fall of 2022. I didn't check out other YouTube channels about Sprinter vans. I didn't. I didn't check out other channels. In fact, I didn't start checking out other channels about Sprinter vans until I completed the purchase of one. And that was December 2022. As for the box truck, I had an idea of what I wanted to do with the box truck, and then I started looking at content on the type of work that I wanted to do with the box truck. So, translated, that's saying that yes, I had some type of strategy in mind, and you may say on paper, as to what I wanted to do. Some would tell you that's a business plan, and a business plan, at least based on my experience, in which I had to submit a business plan to somebody. Upon my research of a business plan is kind of like your resume. You're given a summation of what you've done, but also a summation of what you want to do, and that's kind of what a resume allows for you to do. The objective in parting your resume is the summation of what you want to do, and then the summation of what you've done, or what qualifies you, is your experience in the resume section. So in that case, if I were to say, like, with the box truck, with me having at the time over 2 years experience in the delivery and transport space, ownership and operation of a Sprinter/cargo van, that would be part of my summary of experience. And then the objective would be what are the things that I've tried to do with the box truck. Again, I would not advocate. Again, doing that type. I would not advocate the pursuit of a Sprinter/cargo van or a box truck based on what you see, because you got some people that are really full of shit. They're really full of shit, and they do some suspect stuff. And of course, they may feed some folk a little bit of money on the side to advocate. Hey, come on with us. Look, I've made $100,000 in 3 months, and I'm only 17 years old. Dude, come on. So, I'll also say this: if you look at any of my content, if I've given a reason why you should, I've also given the corresponding reasons why you shouldn't. And so, but if you are intent on expanding what you're doing, if you're looking to, if you're looking to pursue a different course, and you feel that this is what you should be doing, then by all means, put forth your best effort and pursue it. And again, I think I understand why the guy voiced what he did, because he does not see a future with rideshare. Of course, I saw the same thing with rideshare back in 2018 when I sought to be onboarded with Amazon Flex, because Amazon Flex allowed me to get away from the petulant college kids and the fraudulent customers, and not having to deal with people asking me if I had an auxiliary cord, or can I turn on the radio, can I turn on the heat, can I turn on the AC. Even in one case, hey, can you drive faster? Yeah. Well, when I got on with Amazon Flex, I didn't have to hear that. Boxes and envelopes and other parcels didn't say those things. And then when I discovered gig food delivery work, I can make the same kind of comparison in that, hey, French fries and salads and hamburgers and steaks and other food catering orders, they don't ask me about an auxiliary cord. They don't ask me about reaching over me trying to turn on the radio and shit like that, or get mad at me because I'm telling you that, hey, there should be no more than one butt per seatbelt. And In other words, if my car seats 5 people, there could be no more than 5 people that get in my car. So, hopefully you get something out of this. If you like the content that's been provided in this segment of the Get Geezer or in any other segment of the Get Geezer, hit that subscribe button, give my content a thumbs up, share my content among others, and I definitely welcome comments in the section below. I'm Inwood Lane, as always, may your grind and may your hustle continue.